Hello everyone, it's Lauren here, only Shade Drops. I'm back. I was not gonna let you all spend a Monday without a new Shade Drops video. What's this nonsense? And this week I can do a little Eurovision news video, yes? I've got some news. Actually, I think I've got quite a lot. Everything is gonna be time-stamped, so you can just go skip to the news that actually interests you the most, or just if you're nice, watch the full video. It really helps. Put a little like, subscribe, follow me on social media, Instagram, Blue Sky. It helps me a lot, especially during the off season. So yeah, let's start with some nice juicy news. Alright, we're gonna start this by talking about potential comebacks, participations, and all. And we've got some news from North Macedonia. So, Bobbi Andonov, who represented them in Junior Eurovision in 2008, 17 years ago, will be 18 years next year. He expressed his desire to compete in Eurovision to represent North Macedonia. He said, quote, "This is not just a dream, but something I've been planning and seriously thinking about for a long time. I spoke to MRT and expressed my desire, and I'm also preparing to return to Macedonia at the beginning of next year. If the country decides to participate, I will be fully committed. I want to give my whole heart." He also said that any song he'd take to Eurovision should sound global, but at its core be personal and authentic, and also said that if North Macedonia returns with heart and sincere intention, they can awaken national pride and inspire future generations of artists. Now, with North Macedonia, the problem it's that Eurovision that's fucking expensive, and yeah, they do not have a great qualification rate, even though they're one of my favorite Eurovision countries. They had their big moment where Tamara Todevska with Proud got top 10 in the grand final, won the jury votes. Still devastated that she did not get her moment in the final scoreboard due to that fuck up in the counting of the points during the night. She should have been on that last split screen. There you go. That last split screen with Duncan Lawrence. Lose, yes, but at least she would have gotten that moment. North Macedonia would have gotten that moment. But here with an artist expressing his desire, if he has like great solid songs that he would send to MRT, and they'd be like, okay, let's do this, and money wise they can find a solution, maybe has the means to like pay for some stuff. Maybe we can get North Macedonia back. This right now, it doesn't really mean a lot. I think we remember 2 years ago, or no, last year, like in 2024 for Montenegro, 23 or 24, they had Enisa, who was interested in representing them, but still did not participate. Maybe it will be the same with North Macedonia, but we can be hopeful that they might maybe come back this year. Alright, next news. You remember last video when I told you that Bosnia will not be back in Eurovision 2026? Well, maybe that could actually happen, because I will not go in depth in there because I do not like have all the information. ESC Tom, go watch his Eurovision news video. He explained everything perfectly. But there was a Supreme Court ruling in Bosnia in favor of BHRT, which means that they're gonna get paid a certain sum of money that is owed to them by RTRS, and if this debt is gonna be cleared, the debt that RTRS has to BHRT, which is like the Bosnian broadcaster for Eurovision and all, then BHRT would be able to repay their debt to the EBU. Because we've known for a while they want to participate to Eurovision, but they cannot due to the debt that they owe to the EBU, and they did not have the means to pay it. Now they may have found a solution. So if they manage to pay it in time, maybe they could return in 2026. Maybe it will take more time and they can return later. I think we can be pretty optimistic about a potential Bosnia and Herzegovina return in the upcoming years. While if a week ago it looked impossible, so that's really great news. I'm hoping they'll be back. They had such great entries like Bistra Voda by Regina, that was spectacular. Leila by Hari Matahari was fantastic. Their last entry in 2016, Ljubavie by Dalalendin, 9 years ago, will be 10 years next year. That was a good song. That was actually pretty good. So I want Bosnia to be back, bring us some Balkan ballad. I just crave for Balkan ballads in Eurovision. I crave for that kind of music. So Bosnia, please come back. Some other news about a potential comeback. We're having some hopes about Romania. So there's the Romania Eurovision Songwriting Camp, who's gonna be held for the first time in October. The goal is to encourage Romania's return to Eurovision. It's a songwriting camp that will be held over 5 days with songwriters, producers, artists from Romania and other places in Europe who will write songs. You know how these songwriting camps work. Like we get a lot of songs from songwriting camps every Eurovision. The event is organized by Ovi, who represented Romania 2 times in Eurovision 2012 and 2014. Daniel Antonescu of Anton, Karl-Henrik Wall, and Jonas H. Jensen from The Woods. I think it's in collaboration with Norway. Earlier in this year, as written here, Dan Turturica, director of TVR, stated that the deteriorating relationship between TVR and Romania's music industry is part of the reason that Romania is no longer competing, and said that the broadcaster does not have the power to select songs in order to send the best ones to Eurovision. So maybe this songwriting camp can get them like a decent song, decent artist. They can pull off some kind of a package. I'm not saying like win Eurovision, no, but just some kind of package that would be like competitive. Maybe not even competitive, but just a song where you're like, okay, it's a song. You can participate with that. Like bring something better than your last entry before you withdrew. That's already gonna be better. So Romania, I I used to like some of their entries. Like Yamame was so good. The De La Capat, I love that, but that was such a while ago. In the recent ones, yeah, Yamame was good. Roxanne was good, but yeah, the live performance was the main problem there. So yeah, let's see for Romania. I mean, they have a great music industry. They're gonna go with a songwriting camp. I'm not the biggest fan of these camps, but you know, if it can help them come back to Eurovision, do it. Just do it. Just come back, Romania. Now this next news is not as encouraging as the previous ones, but San Marino, RTV said that they have not made San Marino RTV. They have not made a decision yet about their participation. Roberto Sergio, their general director, stated that they are yet to decide on whether San Marino should take part in the next Eurovision Song Contest. As we talked about in previous news videos, he mentions perplexity. I'm quoting Eurovoix. Perplexities regarding the voting methods of the juries and the televoters at home. Yeah, they're gonna discuss stuff with the EBU. They are gonna come back to Junior Eurovision though, so I'm guessing this is encouraging to see them. Like I really like San Marino, so I want to see them. So let's see what happens. Alright, the next news is not a good one, sadly. Slovakia will not come back to Eurovision 2026. I feel like I already talked about this, but I don't know. Funds, unless they don't have funds, and the revenue that they'll make from it, they think it will not be like the cost of participation is higher than the potential revenue. So no Slovakia, it's been 13 years, will be 14 years after 2026 since Don't Close Your Eyes in 2012 by Max Jason May, which was okay as a song. But yeah, Slovakia, I'm really not expecting to see them anytime soon. Just maybe lower the cost of taking part in Eurovision, or maybe they'll manage in the upcoming years to get some more money. I don't know. I hope, I'm like, the more the merrier. So if we can get Slovakia, Romania, Bosnia, North Macedonia, that'd be cool, but yeah, you can't get everyone. Alright, some national final news now. Greece is going to have a second edition of Ethnikos Telikos. They'll do it in a different way though. This year it was only one show, one final. Next year, well, it's not confirmed, but they're planning, apparently, to do two semifinals and a final during a single week, a Eurovision week, they're saying, so probably Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Let's see if we get some more news about that in the upcoming weeks. I think it's a good choice because yeah, they got a great result with Claudia this year, but I don't think that the national final is responsible for that because honestly, the national final was not was okay. It was painfully produced. It was not the best national final of the year in terms of show and all, but they got the best song out of it, so they got a great result with it. Maybe they can reproduce it again next year. I mean, they would have qualified with Vale too, who came second, I think. So let's see. Maybe Evangelia will come back next year. Maybe other big names, seeing Claudia's success, will participate. Could be very interesting for Greece in Eurovision in the future. Some of the news. Austria is going to have a national final, the first one since 2016, where they sent Zoe with Luandisi. This morning we had some news about the details of the national final. So it will be the final at the end of February. Around 10 acts will participate. The winner will be determined by jury and televoting. And they said that interested artists can contact ORF for future details, further details. Sorry. So let's see what Austria can do. I'm sure this will be a greatly produced show. They just won. They want to select their host entry. It's always special. They can't do worse than last time in terms of result. It was a very good song, the Make Makers in 2015. They had a very good song. The 0 points in the final was not deserved. But yeah, result-wise, they will not do worse than their last host entry. So, let's see. Just don't set up a piano on fire. Maybe don't do that. And we got some more news from Latvia, Supernova. So the submissions opened 3 days ago. They're gonna close on 1st of October. Artist and titles announced in November. First hype moment, November. Remember that for Supernova. 2 semifinals. First time since 2019. They used to do like one big semifinal, then a final. They're gonna have 2 semifinals this time. Semifinals to be held on 31st of January, 7th of February with jury and televoting. 2 semis, 10 entries. There you go. Across the wow. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I only slept 3 hours. So 10 entries across the 2 semis will qualify for the final. They're allowed to invite one non-qualifier for the final as wildcard, and the final will be held on 14th of February, Valentine's Day. So 10 entries across the 2 semis. So they're gonna probably do 10-10, 5-5 to qualify. So 10 songs grand final. Yeah, that could be a good option. Supernova was pretty good this year. They had a great result without Tomatoes, Latvia. So let's see what they can do. Albania opened the submissions for Festivale Kangas. No, they announced where it will open. 1st of September, deadline set to the 30th. No further details. You know me, Festivale Kangas. That's one of my highlights of the year every single time, so I'm pretty hyped. There are a lot of artists I want to see there, and very curious to see if it's gonna be in the continuity of what happened this year with El Haida Dani being now behind this. It's gonna be very interesting. Switzerland also just opened the submissions. They opened it today at 9 a.m. CET. They remain open until 11 p.m. CET on 25th of August. The artists, they can submit their entries. Yeah, you know, just the usual Switzerland stuff. We'll see what they come up with. Again, it will be an internal selection. Swiss audience jury, international audience jury, and international expert jury. They will determine the results of each round. They're gonna select the Swiss entry. Usually they do well with that, so no reason to not trust them. Okay, next is not really news, but more of a rumor. So, first artist rumor, you probably saw that. Loic Notte is rumored to represent Belgium next year. The news were forwarded by the journalist who leaked Luan, but the same one also said that Eurovision 2023 would be cancelled. So let's not take that as like official news. It's a rumor. It might be true. It might not be. I will try to see if I can get some informations. That would confirm our participation next year already, because there are doubts about the fact that we will participate or not next year. If it gets announced, then yeah, we are in. And yeah, well, like not a great performer and all. Just I was not rapapaying in in 2015. Rhythm Inside was not really for me. Let's see though. I'll try to get some informations there. Okay, the next one is a little bit tricky. So, again, for this one, go watch ESC Tom's video. I think he explained it pretty well. I do not have a lot of information here. I'll try to contact some people I know to see if I can get more. But about Serbia, Olivera Kovacevic was fired from RTS. She's the executive producer of Pesma za Eurovision, the national final for Serbia. In an interview, she stated that she was fired because she disobeyed the general director's order to not allow any statements in support of the student protests. Quote, more specifically, wearing badges, showing a red fist, raising their student booklets on a live broadcast, as well as the performance of the song Za Milion Godina was interpreted as a political message. It is true that as a producer, I did not want to censor anyone in the contest, and that it was Pesma za Eurovision 2025 that showed that RTS is open to all its citizens, and that artists have the right to state their opinions without any rude and offensive behavior. So there's a lot of stuff in Serbia with student protests. I don't know a lot about that. I'll try to contact some Serbian friends to see if I can get some news there. Right now, that's all I can say. So yeah, this does not sound great. Let's be honest, it does not sound great. But let's wait and see what happens with Serbia for the next Eurovision. How this national final will take place, what will happen, who's gonna take part, will we have big artists or not, will people by protesting not being able to participate or something, I don't know. I have no idea, so I'm just gonna go on to the next subject. Alright, so okay, we still got two news to go. David Tserunian and Tomislav Stengel, they have been elected to join the Eurovision Song Contest reference group. They're the heads of delegation of Armenia and Croatia, so that makes the Eurovision Song Contest reference group formed of Anna Maria Bordas, RTVE, Eba Adelsson, SVT, Moritz Stadler, SRG, Switzerland. So RTVE is Spain, SVT is Sweden, so you know. Carla Bugalho, RTP, Portugal. Molly Plank, DR. DR, yeah, Denmark. I have added some kind of yeah, DR is Denmark. Claudia van der Paas, Avrotros, the Netherlands, and now Tomislav Stengel, HRTN, which is Croatia, and David Tserunian, AMPTV, Armenia. That makes some more Eastern European representation there. The next meeting I think will be held in the start of November. And yeah, this would make it interesting to see what will be discussed there. Will we have more news about the Israeli participation or what happened with the televote this year? We're still waiting for a lot of stuff from these EBU reunions, reference group reunions and shit. So let's, yeah, as I tend to say, let's see what's going to be going on. And last news, ORF completed the core team for the Eurovision Song Contest. So the head of commercial, technical supervisor, and executive assistant for Eurovision 2026 have been announced. Nina Kaiser for head of commercial, Claudia Bortoli, technical supervisor. She was part of the team for Eurovision 2025. Anja Lenhart will be the executive to general manager Michael Kron, and she also worked on Eurovision Song Contest 2015. So we've got the core team for Eurovision 2026, and you got all the news. I am sorry for the little floppy moments that I had. As I said, I slept only 3 hours. So I am gonna go rest a little bit. Thanks all for watching this video, everyone. I hope you liked it. If you did, please put a little like, subscribe, follow me on social media, Blue Sky, Instagram. I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.